So is there a real threat for American athletes and spectators attending these games? And is Russia really capable of protecting them? That's what we're talking about this half hour, and we want to hear from you. You can share your thoughts on our Fox 26 Facebook page and Twitter. Be sure to use the hashtag Fox26forlife. In our newsroom, we have our legal analyst, Chris Tritico, Mustafa Tamiz, he's our news analyst, and public policy analyst, Jackie Bally. Good morning once again, guys.
Morning. Morning.
What do you make of these threats? You saw the swimmer Dara Torres there say she wouldn't want her family to go to the games.
You know, I think that the State Department and the government is rightly taking these threats very, very seriously. The United States government offered Vladimir Putin assistance, offered weapons systems and troops, quite frankly, to go and help with the security. Vladimir Putin turned it down. I don't know why he turned it down. It would probably be better in the long run if he took our assistance, but you know, as a world leader, he can't really do that, I guess, politically. But he has developed, I think, Russia has developed one of the most secure areas that they can. That doesn't mean it's safe. And when the world has gotten so unsafe that we have to tell our athletes not to wear their United States gear when they're competing in the Olympics, the question really becomes, Jackie Bally, has this gotten so unsafe worldwide in a post 9/11 world that are the Olympics even worth it anymore?
It's a very sad state of affairs that we have to tell our people not to show your pride, and it's something that we should be championing and being happy about. But you know, where they're going, the region that they're actually, the Olympics are going to be at, it's full of religious and ethnic strife. It has been for years. I think that Russia has done a great job of trying to make it as safe as possible for all of the athletes. But we are estimating that 10,000 Americans are going to be coming in, and you just never know what's going to happen when you have that many people. And the molds that they're saying that could possibly be in there, they're going to look like me and you and everybody else. And that's another scary thing that you just never know. But I think the Russian officials are trying their best to make it a safe environment for everyone.
I think that's fair, that they have done everything they can. That what we saw from Boston last year at the Boston Marathon is that despite anything, people can slip in and do stuff.
Yeah, and Dagestan, which is 300 miles west of Sochi, is where those bombers were from. So it's just from the same region. And Russians, especially Vladimir Putin, has been really vicious with the Chechens. And over the years, since the late 80s and early 90s, that strife has become, you know, the world hasn't paid a lot of attention to it. But talking about these public events, you're no longer safe in the world because individual disruptors are causing these massive catastrophes. And a game like the Olympics is an ideal place for them to attack. And Putin, although he's put 100,000 people on the ground there, one person getting in is not so far-fetched.
Right. I want to come back to that in a minute. I want to go to Sally. She's monitoring our social media accounts.
Yeah, right now we have one comment coming in from Crescinda. She says the State Department and the Commander-in-Chief couldn't keep 4 Americans safe in Benghazi. That speaks volumes. So there are several people chiming in that they do have some real concerns about that. Want to tell you that Defense Secretary Chuck Hagel came out this weekend and says, you know, we do have appropriate arrangements with the Russians to get Americans out if we need to, and they want to offer help to the Russians if they need it, but so far they haven't requested any sort of special technology or anything like that.
Well, and let me just answer that viewer. The issues in Benghazi have absolutely nothing to do with the issues in Sochi, we have offered our assistance. Vladimir Putin has turned it down, and I don't think there's any country in the world that would allow the American troops to come in and police in their country anyway.
We have offered aid and assistance, and he has said, no, I've got it covered. And based on what we've seen, it seems that's the case. It seems that he has quite a few people on the ground ready for anything that may or may not happen. So he's done everything humanly possible to make sure that our athletes and all of the visitors and tourists are secure.
You know, this Mustafa said that with the Chechens and the fighting that he's had over there, but this is about Americans, and what we're talking about right now is American citizens, and our people are targeted because of our war on terror.
That's correct. Our people are targeted, and you know, let's not even try to dismiss the fact that Putin and Obama have had the coldest relationship.
Since the Cold War.
Since the Cold War, yeah, pun intended. But, you know, he has gone above that in this one particular instance, and he is saying we are going to protect the Americans while they're in our country.
Final thought.
This is the most expensive Winter Olympics in history, and a lot of it is that security cost. You hope that an event like this that brings the world together, in this scenario, if something happens, it actually pulls us apart.
All right, we're going to leave it right there. We'll be back next week, Sally, and I think that we'll have some special food for Super Bowl
Yes,
Sunday.
we are going to set aside some time for you guys to show us your favorite Super Bowl dishes.
You're
so
gonna
we
like
look
mine.
forward to that. I liked yours last year,
That's
too.
right.
Jackie, are you going to cook?
You know I don't cook, so we'll see what happens next week.
Jackie has something very special in
Okay,
mind.
good. I can't wait to see. Thanks, guys.